Hey everyone, so today we're going to be doing the latest makeup releases. I hope that you're excited to jump into these with me. If you're new here, I want to say welcome. My name is Ranita. I do makeup swatches, releases, tutorials, anything to do with makeup, and you're going to find me there. So welcome to my channel. If you're someone who's been following me for some time, thank you so much for the support and thank you for taking the time out of your day to check out one more of my videos. So let's jump right into the makeup releases that I have to show for you today. So the first one on the list is this gorgeous palette by Nomad Cosmetics. Recently got released and it is so beautiful. I also got my palette recently, so yes, we have that video that's going to be coming up. Got it on PR. You're definitely going to be seeing the review on my channel, so stay tuned for that. I'm trying to work as fast as I can. Let's just look at these gorgeous shades. Just look at that. I just feel like everything about this palette is gorgeous and I already have it, so you know that I'm gonna be having so much fun with it. But I'm really excited about these swatches that you can see over here. Just look at these colors. It's just beautiful, especially those duochromes that I can see over there. Just stunning shades. So yeah, very excited to be getting into this palette. Obviously it's been inspired by Whistler Canada. It's called the Whistler Snow Lodge. It's really beautiful, so I'm totally loving that. The palette is going to be retailing for $39, as you can see, and it's got 15 colors. It's got 7 matte shades. It's got 2 duochrome shades from what they've said on their palette, and yeah, it looks like a beautiful palette all in all. So definitely one of the most interesting that I have seen this week. Let's move on to the next one. Right, so the next one that I saw is this eyeshadow palette called Love Epidemics. It's by Playing in Makeup by Yolando. It should be arriving on Valentine's Day, and as you can see, it's definitely got a lot of those Valentine colors: pinks, reds, purples, orange, like orangey pinks. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it definitely is perfect for Valentine's Day. I really like the design of the palette, as you can see over here. I think that's really pretty. I don't know if I'm going to be picking this up though, because I feel like now during Valentine's Day there are like 101 options for Valentine's Day palettes. So many of them are coming out and you're going to be seeing a couple of them here. So let's just wait and see what they actually say about this palette. The price has not yet been released, so we're going to have to wait for that. Okay, so this is basically a collection by Moira Cosmetics. They have come up with 4 eyeshadow palettes, and of course, they've done a very interesting design similar to like their other palettes that I've seen in the past. I've not tried this brand yet, but their designs really are fascinating to me. So as you can see over here, you've got a lot of triangles and then like a big square. It's very unique, I think, different from other makeup brands, and they've come up with 4 different palettes. So one is Let's Get Carried Away, which is the one that you're seeing right now. And then of course there is Written in the Stars. I think that's this one over here. I think this one's really pretty. I do like this palette. After that we've got Among the Wildflowers, which is the one that you can see at the moment. Oh sorry, this is Sky's the Limit. Okay, yeah, this is Sky's the Limit. Also very pretty, I think, especially those colors over there. And yeah, this one is Among the Wildflowers. So very bright, very much like spring. Beautiful palettes. I'm definitely thinking that these are some interesting ones. I particularly like this one, Written in the Stars. I wonder why they didn't put more blues in here though. I think it's just fascinating, but maybe it's because they're talking about love. Yeah, it seems like they are talking about love. So I guess that's what they, have come up with. I do think it's a fascinating color story, and I do like that green with that pink. You can see that there's a lot of nudes over here, and then yeah, you come to the other palettes and there are different color stories for all of them. I think that they're very pretty, and I like that there's some kind of design going on as well. Like, I don't know if you can see, there's a small like imprint kind of thing going on, but I think that's very interesting, very different from other makeup palettes obviously that you see. They said that each of these palettes is $19. The bundle is going to be $76. Okay, so I will be thinking about whether I'm going to be getting this or not, because I'm just not sure if I'm gonna get a bundle or if I'm gonna get just one palette just to try them. I've never tried this brand before, but I do know that they have very good reviews and some of their colors have just swatched amazingly. I saw that collection they had come out, I think it was the Sweets collection. It looked amazing. Right, so this one is actually an Aquarius eyeshadow palette, and it is by Cara Beauty. I actually love this palette. I know that BH Cosmetics came up with their own Aquarius palette, but I just like this one so much better. I really do. I just like the color story. I like that there are pastel shades in there, which I'm always attracted to. For some reason, I love pastel shades. So if you're gonna have those, I'm gonna be there. So let's see if there's any more information over here. Right, they have not released the price on this palette yet, but I don't think it's going to be excessively expensive because, you know, Cara Beauty generally has very affordable makeup. So yeah, it's definitely one of the interesting palettes for me this week. I think it's gorgeous, and I love that Pegasus on that I feel like this is something I can definitely relate to. I love horses. I love Pegasus. Okay, so this is a, you know, Valentine's Day palette. Obviously, it is by OG Beauty Shop. I've never heard of this particular brand, but basically it's got 12 shades, mattes, shimmers, and glitters. Okay, so I don't think that I'm going to be getting this palette simply because of the glitters. I'm just not really a glitter person, and also because when I buy palettes, I like my glitters to be in a separate palette completely, meaning that if I purchase a palette, I want it to be like a full glitter palette with a lot of variety, and I'm just going to stick with that. It is definitely, you know, yeah, in line for Valentine's Day, but I do find the design a bit too simplistic for me, and I don't know if I really like that font that they've used on the makeup you know, palette as well. I find it's also a little difficult for me to read. Yeah, this is probably not one of the most interesting ones for me, simply because yes, we're going to be seeing a lot of these Valentine's Day palettes coming out. Okay, so Black Moxie Cosmetics, they have released some beautiful multi-chrome eyeshadows, as you can see over here. They are $16.75 USD each. Bundle deal about 75 USD for 5 shades. You can see how pigmented these colors are. Obviously there's a reason why, you know, each shade is literally like, you know, $16, and they are stunning. You can see this video, it's showing you how vibrant each color is. It looks like a really, really good quality eyeshadow. Definitely one on the interesting list. I'm finding these very, very beautiful, very fascinating, and they're definitely colors that I want to get into. I've never tried Black Moxie, but you know, looking at the quality, oh, and especially this cobalt blue, oh my gosh, this is stunning. I think that's my favorite shade. I just think these are stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Very, very good quality, as you can see. Let's just wait for her to finish up the swatches, and then we're gonna move on to the next release. Okay, yeah, so this one is kind of like a sea green and with a purple. Okay, yeah, these are really, really beautiful colors, guys. I really think this is gorgeous. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one is Clarity Cosmetics. Clarity Cosmetics has actually released, you know, the news that they're going to be putting out a new palette on the 4th of February, if I'm not mistaken, which is my birthday. So I'm very excited. It does look very beautiful. It is 48 USD. Definitely on the interesting list. It's got a stunning color story. When I was looking at these, you know, colors and the design and everything, it definitely looks very similar to what is the one? Give Me Glow Cosmetics. It looks very similar. Okay, next we've got Shines by SD Cosmetics. This is a collection of duochromes, is it, or is it multi-chromes? Oh no, they are multi-chromes. Okay, so they are custom blend multi-chromes. I'm not really sure what custom blend is, but okay. Single bundle is 86 USD. The whole palette is $90. So if you're buying both of the palettes, it's gonna be 180, so 180 USD. Okay, wow, that is seriously a lot of money. It is gonna be launching on the 22nd of January, so it's okay, so it's already launched. Yeah, but that's a lot. Like that's really a lot of money. I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking these up, even though they're absolutely gorgeous and I'm sure that they're amazing. Right now it's just out of my budget, so there's no way I can get these, but they do look really beautiful, and I hope that, you know, they show us some swatches maybe. Let's go and see. Oh yeah, they have done swatches. Very, very pretty colors. Yeah, they look very, very pretty, as you can see. These are the swatches right over there. And it just looks like a pastel heaven, really, looking at these colors. It's really, really gorgeous. So very beautiful, definitely on my interesting list. And the next one that we're going to see is this grungy palette over here. Now I'm actually really fascinated by this palette. I think it's very pretty. It's called the New Capricorn Eyeshadow Palette by Ensley Rhian Cosmetics. Never heard of this brand before, but I'm interested in this. It's definitely very different from, you know, the eyeshadow palettes that you generally see. I just like how grungy it is and how interesting that color combination is too. It's retailing for $25, so that's pretty reasonable. I do think that that is very, very fascinating. So yeah, it looks beautiful. Just look at this pigmentation over here. This pigmentation is absolutely stunning. It really does look like a very good quality palette. I'm actually thinking about maybe picking this up. It looks very, very nice. Okay, and then we have this one over here, the new Prisma eyeshadow palette by Prisma Cosmetics. Again, another brand that I've not tried before and I've not heard of. But okay, so I'm looking at the color story. I don't really find this particularly fascinating or interesting. There's nothing really pulling me in. I feel like it's very it's actually quite boring for me. I just don't find this very interesting at all. It's got 15 shades, 11 mattes, 4 shimmer shades. Okay, I think, yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this palette, but maybe it's also the white background. It's just very simple. The fonts and everything are fine, but I think just the overall color story, it kind of feels like someone just took colors, threw them in there, didn't really think about what story they're trying to tell you with this. So I can't really understand the story from here either, you know. And if you look at the names, it's jumping from like fruits to gemstones like the sapphire, and then there's emerald, and then there's a fruit grape, then it goes to sky, and then there's mint, it goes to a herb, and then it goes to attractive, it goes to an adjective, lots of nouns. Yeah, so I don't know, I just kind of feel this is all over the place. I don't understand what they're trying to tell me. It's a bit frustrating. Okay, so this is not on my interesting list. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so now we have this palette here of obviously another version of a Valentine's Day palette, slightly different because it's kind of taken that darker theme. It's basically called the His Ride or Die palette. Okay, so it's by Baddest Takeover. So we'll just have to wait and see, you know, how much that is, but that's definitely coming out. And how interesting is this to me? I don't find this particularly interesting. Maybe if you're someone who likes neutrals, you may be a little drawn to this palette, but I don't know, there's just something about the color story that doesn't make me feel like, yeah, I want to pick this up, or I find this particularly interesting. So yeah, for me it's kind of like, yeah, it's not the best color story, I think. All right, and let's move to the next one. So we have the Perfect Blend Cosmetics. So these are lip glosses. These look really pretty. I'm always ready for, you know, new lip glosses, launching on 24th of January, so already has launched. Let's go and check it out. Let's go and see how much these are. Okay, so there's a sale, enjoy 40% Skyla available. Okay, there's no information here exactly like telling you how much these lip glosses are. I guess you'd have to go to their website to actually find out how much they are, but they do look pretty. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty, but they're not the most interesting things for me, you know, so far. I think I could try these though, because I do like lip glosses, so definitely one for, you know, just to kind of keep in my mind and remember. Okay, this is so exciting. Inspired Sigil. I always love their packaging. So they've basically showed you they basically released, you know, one of their new palettes. So if you go to Inspired Sigil and you look at like their concepts, they always have these animals that are hatching, and then they hatch and you get, you know, the whole color story. So you have to wait for the animals to hatch to know the color story that's coming out, which I think is pretty interesting. So you can see what they're showing you over here. It's so beautiful, the shades. I want this palette so badly. I am ready to buy this palette. I'm like, take my money. It's so beautiful. Just look at these colors, and I love those blues. As you know, I'm a big fan of gorgeous blues. I just think this is stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yes, when this comes out, I'm definitely going to be very interested in purchasing it. So yeah, they've put the prices in rubles. I'll have to get that translated and see, like, you know, I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the bird that's basically hatched. So you can see the packaging over here, and I don't know, like, I just feel like all these companies that put tiny small details into, you know, their work, it always makes me a lot more excited, because I always feel like, oh, here's a company that, you know, actually cares so much about the small details, and I like the small details too, so it's always interesting for me. Alright, we're looking at the next one, Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I did mention this in my previous video, but they did basically show us a couple of the shades from here. They look beautiful. Really stunning shades. I'm impressed just looking at them. If it was, you know, like something like, I think that I would probably purchase this palette. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It has got 15 shades, 7 mattes, 8 shimmers, so it's going to be released in March or early April. I suppose that everyone's, you know, boxes, like shipments, are actually getting held up, which is why they're not delivering on time, or, you know, they have to keep like postponing it. But yeah, that looks like a beautiful palette. Let's come to the next one. This is the Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane Remastered palette. I absolutely love it. It is beautiful. It is releasing on Saturday on the 29th. I may actually be considering getting this. I think it is gorgeous. It's just so pretty. I've never tried Adept Cosmetics before, but after I saw these swatches, I was thinking to myself, how can I not? How can I not try this palette? I love pastel shades. These are like a gorgeous collection of pastels, and then you have that super bright red over there. I think it's beautiful. I really like this palette, and I'm a fan of shimmers, so I'm definitely considering getting this. Oh, it's 58 USD. Okay, 58. Yeah, I think so. This is the thing with Adept Cosmetics, like, even though they have gorgeous makeup, I think the prices always kind of like make me second guess whether I'm going to get the palette or not. I think I would probably buy this on a sale, because right now it's not possible. I am creating like a small budget, and I'm trying to stick to my budget as best as possible, but this is definitely one of the most interesting palettes that I've seen this week. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and if I could buy it in a moment, I would. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Just look at the swatches, that intensity of color. Wow, I love it. Gorgeous. Alright, and then we come to the next one. This is the Desert Sage collection by Perfusion Cosmetics, and Perfusion, you know, has released quite a few palettes before, and yeah, I'm just thinking that, you know, this is probably going to be just as lovely. I think this is a very fascinating design. However, the colors are also quite nice, actually. Yeah, I don't know if I like that big logo right over there. I would have preferred if they hadn't put that logo there. I'm just wondering about the design though. Will I actually like using that? I don't know, but they basically come out with, you know, all these additional products that go along with it. It's definitely going to be affordable because it's Perfusion. Blending sponge $4.98, the eyeshadow is $12.98, and you're getting 25 colors, so pretty cool. Not the most interesting palette for me though. It's just I don't know, there's just something about it that I'm not really loving. Maybe it's the way the palette has been put together. I love that inner circle of colors that you can see, like this inner circle right here. I love those colors. I just don't know how I feel about the rest of the colors in the palette, so I'm not really sure about this. Brush and bag set $9.98, and lashes. So that's your full collection from Perfusion Cosmetics. Yeah, I'm not really sure how interested I am in this. It's not really sparking a lot of interest in me. Right, so the next thing that we're looking at is the Colourpop Collection. Okay, so kind of predictable reds, pinks. Yeah, I mean, very cute. I love the eyeshadow palette. I love those hearts. I think that they're so adorable, but I'm not going to be picking it up. And even the swatches look fantastic. They really look pretty. You can see that they've come up with a whole collection of items for this. There's the, you know, lip creams. These are $8 each. Okay, the blushes are $10 each. The palette is $14. Hairbrush $9. Hair clips $10. Highlighter $12. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of stuff in this collection, but I think that I will be passing on it simply because I don't really want too many of the same shades in my collection, and it's very cute though. I like the design. Okay, now this is something I'm probably going to be interested in because it is a collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. She's seriously coming up with so many collaborations. I feel like I'm seeing her everywhere nowadays. It's coming in February for Valentine's Day. It's called, you know, it's Love in English. It's Love, yeah, so it's obviously in French, and I don't want to embarrass myself by pronouncing that wrong. But anyway, yeah, this is, you know, a very, very pretty palette. I think it's very, very cute. I don't know if this has actually been, I don't know if this has actually been, I don't know if the details of the palette have actually been given out yet. I don't think they have. They're not saying how much this is. They've done a shade reveal though, and wow, this is gorgeous. Boudoir. Wow. C'est l'amour. Am I saying that right? Anyway, yeah, I think it looks really pretty. I'm actually kind of interested in this one. Let's see how it is. Usually Doodles by the Bunny does very, very interesting work. So, you know, when it comes to Valentine's Day, obviously you need to like pick very carefully like who you're going to be, you know, buying, because there are so many palettes that are coming out at this time. How the heck do you decide which one you want when so many people are coming up with the same color story or similar color stories? And I think for me, I'm actually interested in that one, simply because of Doodles by the Bunny. I'm very interested in all her makeup. Next, we've got this Simply Posh Cosmetics palette, and I'm really excited about this one because obviously, as you know, I've been trying out their palettes for some time now. Quality has been really amazing, and yes, this is my photo on their, you know, on their Instagram. Totally excited about that. But let's come back to the Peonies palette, Picking Peonies. Okay, so these are the shades. They've already shown everything to us. I actually think this is beautiful. I feel like this woman has a gift for picking colors, and what's even more exciting about this palette, it's releasing on my birthday, and these are the swatches over here. Yeah, I think I'm definitely buying these, especially after looking at these duochrome swatches. I think that this is stunning. I have a feeling that this is a palette that I'm going to absolutely love using. I'm going to be one of the first people in line waiting for it to, you know, waiting for this to just go on sale. So it is definitely one of the most interesting palettes that I have seen. Alright, and let's come to another Valentine's Day palette, Sweetheart Collection by Resilient Girl Beauty. As I said, you know, it's all just a matter of time. It's just basically trying to figure out which company you want to support right now, simply because all of them are coming up with a similar color story. So this palette has 11 mattes, 7 shimmers, $30 US. Not a bad price, I think, pretty good. And it's got lip kits in 5 shades, so you get one lipstick and you get a liner pencil. $14 each for this. I've never tried this brand. It does look pretty, but it's not the most interesting for me. I'm not even sure if I like the packaging. I just don't find that appealing at all. It's just got too much going on there, and I think that package design is very important, especially when you're releasing at a time when everyone is putting out something. Obviously, you know, that's just my personal opinion. I think it's important that you stand out from the crowd if you're going to be doing something similar. But the palette itself, the colors actually do look very pretty. You can see mauves, reds, pinks, a couple of neutral shades in there, that yellow, white. Yeah, it looks interesting, so I'll keep that like at the back, like I'll keep that on one of my lists and maybe one day pick it up, but at the moment it's not the most interesting palette personally for me. That brings us to the next one, Night Owl Beauty. So we have this Sad Girl eyeshadow. Okay, so I guess I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Valentine's Day, but again, not the biggest fan of the palette packaging. The color story kind of is interesting. Let's see what it says. It says Sadness, Salty, Gemini, 1989, Perp, Brown Eyes, Bubblegum, and then you've got Rosewood and is that Henry? No, Henny. Okay. Yeah, so it's available for purchase. The pricing is, how much is this? I'm not really sure how much this costs, but just going along with the general price, I'm not, just going along with how it looks like at the moment, I don't find this particularly interesting. So it's not on my interesting list for the week. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we've got another kind of, it looks like it's been released for Valentine's Day. It's called So Lush by Slade by Shea Beauty. So 12 shades, mattes, shimmers, and glitters. Okay, so it's coming soon. Okay, this is I kind of like this color story. I kind of wish she had moved that pink that is that Berry Lush? Yeah, I kind of wish she had moved Berry Lush and put it, like switched it with Expensive. I think that that would have been more visually appealing personally for me, but it looks like a very pretty palette. I think this is quite interesting. I do like it. I think that it's visually appealing for me. So I do like this palette and I do think it's pretty. I wish I had the price, but I don't. So let's move on to the next one. That would be these interesting liners by Melt Cosmetics. Now this of course is for your like for your waterline. Your waterline is basically over here, okay? And I think this is really interesting simply because generally you don't really get a lot of waterline liners for people who have darker skin. Like you definitely get it for lighter skin people. If you go and you see eyeliners, you'll probably find it, but I don't think you get that for, you know, darker skin. So I did find this pretty interesting. So it's got it's basically for 5 different skin tones. You can blend them, they don't smudge, they're transfer resistant with up to 10 hours of wear. And as you can see, these are the names: Ivory, Apricot, Cream, Caramel, Olive, and Cacao. I think that these look very, very pretty. But Melt Cosmetics isn't the cheapest waterline, so I'm probably going to wait for someone to actually do their own assessment of these liners before picking it up, that's if I do. I don't know how much these are going to cost, but they are definitely one of the interesting makeup releases of the week simply because they're so different and I feel like they're filling a gap in the market at the moment. Yes, I do. Okay, so looking at this MI Los Angeles eyeshadow palette collection, so the whole collection basically costs $76 on sale, $64. Each palette costs $19 each. From this collection, the one that makes the most sense to me is Gold Digger. I think that is the prettiest one that I'm seeing from here. It is definitely one of the more interesting palettes that I have seen this week. But as for the rest of them, I'm not really sure. They don't really call out to me as much. We have this new makeup by Beautiful Shells Cosmetics. These are multi-chromatic flakes, $11 each. I've never really tried chromatic flakes, so I'm not really sure if this is the most interesting thing to me, but I do find these colors very, very pretty over here. I think these are the flakes though, right? Yeah. So yeah, not the most interesting, but it looks like the colors are kind of pretty. So this is by Colored Rhian. I feel like Colored Rhian has done a pretty good job here. I like the green palette the most, that is Wealthy. I think that's really pretty, and I like Sunset. I do think that these are very, very beautiful. Look at those swatches. Oh my gosh, like look at this. Like it's showing up so well on darker skin, and that's always the concern, right, when you're buying a palette. Like how is it gonna look on your brown skin? At least that's how I feel. But seriously, they're just really, really pretty palettes. Even this is really pretty though, which is, yeah, the Pretty Chic palette. I think that these are all gorgeous, but my favorites are the Sunset and the Wealthy ones. Even the Nude palette is actually really beautiful now that I'm actually looking at the swatches. Wow, it's gorgeous, and it's definitely available on their website because I saw them. So $16 each, $60 for the palette bundle, $73 for the PR box bundle. I wish that Colored Rhian would send me a PR box bundle. I would love to do swatches on these. They look so beautiful. I bought one of their first palettes. I don't have it with me here. That was what was it called? I can't remember. It was the really, really bright palette, and the colors worked really well, and I was just shocked. I was really stunned when it worked on my skin tone. So this is something interesting for me, especially the Wealthy and the Sunset. I think those are my favorites. Really, really beautiful ones. And another Poison Ivy palette. Okay, so this one is by Chixie Co. It's $18, 12 shades, a mix of mattes, shimmers, and 2 pressed glitters. Okay, so I'm looking at this. I do think it is kind of pretty. I think it is a pretty palette. I'm not sure about the glitters, but considering that another Poison Ivy palette came out just a while ago, I'm just not really sure if this was the best decision to release this palette. I mean, it's just that it kind of seems like you're competing with that other palette, directly. It is $18 launching on the 26th. So yeah, if you're interested, you can go pick it up. I think it is pretty though. It's pretty. Just wondering about the timing and what they were thinking, since the other Poison Ivy palette was released just a while ago. but I do like each of them, and I wonder if, you know, anyone's going to be doing like a comparison of these two palettes. Right, and now we come to another Valentine's Day palette, Betty Boop. You can see her right over there. It's called Be Mine. Okay, yeah, so kind of similar, like I said, again, you know, the shades. I think it's cute. I like that heart-shaped mirror. I think it's cute, and you know, it's got Betty Boop obviously, so that's definitely like a cute thing. Okay, so this is gonna be $32 for 12 shades. Okay, so it is a bit pricey for me. Like, I'm just not sure if I want to pay $32 for 12 shades. But the shades themselves look pretty pigmented. Yeah. So it's not the most interesting, simply because I think there's a part of me that's getting a bit tired seeing so many Valentine's Day palettes coming out and all of them having more or less the same color story. I want something new. Right, okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is a blush palette in dark and light, retailing for $25. I just don't like the package design at all. The colors themselves look actually really, really pretty, but the actual, like, you know, design itself is not calling out to me. However, I do think that the light colors over here that you can see are very pretty, and that was something, these are colors that I would be interested in. Kristen Lay Cosmetics, okay, she's got gorgeous shades. I bought like so many during Black Friday. I'm waiting to see like what, you know, exactly like what she's putting up. It does look beautiful though. It looks like a very beautiful shade. Definitely something I'm interested in. Let's stay tuned and see what else she's going to be telling us as the weeks go on. Let's come to the next palette, another Valentine's Day. As you can see, the packaging is definitely like very minimal. Queen of Fools, and then again with the color story, very similar to, you know, what everybody else is putting out. So it's just hard to get excited when everything's looking very similar. And again, it's got pressed glitters. I'm just not someone who likes glitters, but the colors do look very pretty though. So I'm pretty sure that there are people who are going to be interested in this palette. I think it's not like one of the least interesting palettes to me, so I will say that this is kind of interesting. I do think it's pretty, but it's also very interesting how all of these palettes are coming out like with the same font for their makeup for Valentine's Day. Like, it's so fascinating. Like, everyone seems to be having this font. I don't know if this is the font of love. Maybe I have missed memo, but yeah, it looks pretty. So let's move on from there. We're going to the next palette. Right. So we have Baby Bad Beauty, the Dead of Winter palette, 9 exclusive shades, 5 mattes, 2 shimmers, 2 duochromes. Okay, this looks kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I like the packaging design, like especially the cover over here. The colors, I don't know, when I look at the colors also I'm not particularly drawn, but then I see the swatches. Right, so I'm looking at this over here. I'm just not really sure if this is like one color or multiple colors. I think these are the duochromes that they've swatched. Okay, yeah, so these are the duochromes, as you can see, and these are the colors, and you can see what they look like on this person's eye. Yeah, I'm just not 100% drawn to it. It's not the most interesting for me. So let's come to the very last palette. Now this palette that I'm showing you right over here is the Wonderbar Palette. It came out in December. So yes, I know that I'm telling you about it late, but that's because I only recently found it, and I honestly think it's gorgeous. Who would have thought that, you know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would inspire just so much? It's just incredible. Like, I love the books that, you know, Roald Dahl writes, and I really love the movies as well. So this was pretty interesting for me. I really like that they've done this golden ticket, and then look at the way they're showing you, like how they're packaging it. It reminds you of like a chocolate factory too, and I love it. It's so creative. It's very, very creative, and as you can see over here, they've also got Candylicious and Salicious. I don't know if that's part of this. I don't know, like, I don't know. It's just a new brand that I thought I would just feature on, you know, my channel, just so that you could see, you know, yeah. And over here, okay, it says that the Salicious palette is so pigmented. So if you're looking for an ultra neon dream, this is your palette. And I do think this is interesting. I mean, like, it's got neon shades. I have not gotten a palette with super bright neon shades. Of course, my alternative could be the one by Blend Bunny Cosmetics, because Blend Bunny has put, I think, a couple of her shades neon shades into her palettes. Yeah, this is the palette Surge. So as you can see in Surge, she has got that line of, you know, neon shades. And I was thinking of actually picking up her palette because I think that the quality and the way artists are just raving about it are amazing. Recently, Blend Bunny Cosmetics had also put up, you know, information on why she creates her palettes the way she creates them, and I did think that was something that is worth mentioning. See, as you know, she's put in depth, building tones, transition tones. She's creating these palettes with so much intention, which is the reason why people are doing, you know, so well with them. It's the reason why people are giving her rave reviews. It's because she's doing this so methodically. It is really impressive, honestly, so impressive. So anyway, I think that's about all that I have to, you know, say to you today regarding makeup releases. I know that I did take quite a bit of your time and I do apologize for that, but there were quite a lot that I wanted to cover today. So I hope that that's, you know, gonna keep you informed about, you know, what's happening in the makeup world. And before I go, there are two more pieces of information that we definitely need to hear. So one is BH Cosmetics has declared bankruptcy. Kind of sad about that, not really sure what's gonna happen, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. And the other thing was there was a bit of drama going on with Juvia's Place this week because, you know, one of their influencers had said something that was, you know, seen in a derogatory way. She had used a slur. And she said she definitely apologized for it. Juvia's Place also apologized for it, and yeah, that's basically what's been happening in the makeup world. I didn't expect drama, but yeah, there was drama. I guess there's drama everywhere you go. And of course, Juvia's Place has said that, you know, they want to start including more Asians into their I think into their PR, especially smaller, you know, influencers and stuff, because when people were there during that Juvia's Place talk, they were saying that they want to see Juvia's Place working with smaller influencers. So let's see, let's see what Juvia's Place does, because, you know, it's you always need to see how people act after, you know, stuff like this happens. I of course like to see the best in people. I admit that, you know, of course I've made 101 mistakes, so I'm not going to sit here in judgment and like cancel someone because they also made a mistake. I just can't do that. That's just not who I am. So let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure that, you know, they've learned from this experience and they're not going to repeat it ever again, which is a good thing. So yeah, that's all that's happening in the makeup world, and that's all that I have for you. Let me know your thoughts below if you're gonna pick up any of these palettes, and I shall see you soon for my next video. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and be sure to share it with your friends and family, because, you know, you guys are my biggest supporters. You're the ones who are helping me grow, and I appreciate every single bit of it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am very, very grateful for that. So I shall see you soon for my next video. As you know, I've got a mountain of unboxings to do. But yeah, for now, this is all you get. Bye!